Hi everyone, so today we are actually going to be going straight into this app called Froggipedia. I did buy this just directly on the App Store. It was $3.99, and I decided to buy it for my classroom. Potentially one day I could use it, and then I just started to explore it, so that's what we're going to do today too. So this is what the app looks like just when you open it up. There are no pre-settings that you need to set. Everything in the app is really simple, so I would definitely use this for even middle school age students because it's really adaptable. So going into the app, the purpose of this app is an anatomy kind of instruction of frogs, but I like that this app includes other information as well. So you can actually go through and see, this is just the egg of a frog. You kind of move it around and then you can go up. This is day 3, and it talks at the very top. You can see it's talking about tadpole with external gills. So in my head, I'm just thinking, easily you could throw together like a packet or a guide along notes that students could take notes on after you've already previously gone through this as the teacher. Then you can just skip up here. Again, I'm just using my finger and just moving the screen around. This is on an iPad Pro, so I would prefer to use this probably with an iPad. We'll get into why later, but you could also use this just on anything that you can download the app on. So for anyone who's not going into science teaching, I would just like to explain how expensive dissection labs are. A lot of high school students need to have an experience of doing a dissection before they can really feel comfortable going into a college dissection for our biology class. So it's really common to do frog dissections. You can also see cat, sheep eye dissections, and things like that, but frogs are the most common just because of how easy it is to get them. However, they're still pretty expensive. Just after some Google searching, it does look like it's roughly $20 per frog just to obtain the materials for it. And so if you say, $20 per frog and you want at least 6 for a class of about 30, that means not even every student's going to be working on a dissection. It's going to be in groups still. You're looking at over $100 for one lab, and so it does get to be really expensive. So that's why I searched into this option, and this is actually the dissection part of it. So at the bottom you can just flip between life cycle, AR anatomy, which I don't have, and then you also can go straight to the dissection. So it leads you through how to do it, and for those of you who might not know, this is actually very anatomically correct, something that I definitely looked for in the app, and this is also very correct in how you would do the dissection. So these movements are very precise, and it follows along almost exactly with how I would teach it, so I definitely like that part of it. Again, the anatomy is really correct, which is a huge thing. So on the top, it's giving you directions just to walk through, but I like it because it can be at your own pace. So again, I would probably add a worksheet along with this, or just like a guided notes almost for it, for students to ask questions. But this can also turn into a really inquiry-based lesson because they can start to ask more questions, go research that based off of what they see. So then up here, it's just talking about the organs. It'll actually go through, pull out each organ. You can move it around, so I'm actually the one moving this right now with my finger, just moving it around and looking at it. This is the liver. I can definitely see students asking a bunch of questions about this, what does it look like? Why are there 3 little lobes to it? Things like that. And then you can go to the next part. It'll talk to you about the organ, and then you can kind of see what it looks like. So if you click these buttons to the left, it will just keep taking you through all of those different organs. So this is the gallbladder. It is really cool because this is something that it's really hard to find when you're dissecting, but it gives you a really good idea of what it actually looks like on here. And then you can click this little plus with the X button all the way over to the right. And this is kind of like a little quiz for you. So at the top, it says identify and drag the organ to the tray. It is the largest digestive gland. can you locate it? So we can just pick the top one, not sure if that's right, and then, oh, great job, it was the liver. So that's a really cool way that students can practice their knowledge just right up front. So then it says, this large muscular organ partially digests foods, can you find it? And so, you can try to pick the wrong one. Let's do the heart. Oh, try again. Okay, so then the students can actually just drag the organs out here and look at them, which gives you a more of like a realistic feeling that you were actually dissecting it. So again, like I was saying, this app does cost $3.99. I could see it being used as just maybe the teacher has the app downloaded, and then students can take turns using it. Maybe if they have some extra time in class, this would be a really good utilization of time instead of letting them go on their phones. Maybe they can do something a little bit more pushing than that. Or again, it can be used in place of a lab. However, I'm still a big supporter of in-class dissections, but this is for anyone who can't afford that, or if it's just your personal preference to not do that. So thank you all for listening.